Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
School closures and shrinking enrollment. Why are fewer families moving into Northeast ISD? The surprising answer from a local expert that impacts more than just that school district.
A local murder case stacked with evidence. So much is delaying court. What's next for Brad Simpson as prosecutors await key forensic tests?
5 left in the frame. Barnes dishes. Castle hits from 3.
All right, that was the only good highlight from last night. Just play. Spurs taking on the defending champs Boston Celtics. It was not a great night, but we're getting ready for the All-Star break. We're going to give you a little bit more of these highlights coming up in just a bit. Good morning to everyone out there. I'm a little salty over them Spurs, just a little bit this morning, but we are glad that you are hanging out with us Thursday morning already.
Oh, yeah, no, we are on Thursday morning, and get this, we're not dealing with as wet of conditions as it has been for the past couple of mornings.
But it was cold.
It was a little nippy. I will say that. I did grab the jacket.
Yeah.
Meteorologist Justin Horn joins us right now. Of course, you've been talking about this up, down movement in our forecast for days.
Yes, and here we are. We're on the downslide now. Got a cold front through yesterday. You started to feel it yesterday afternoon, right? Gusty winds. It felt colder. Well, this morning it is definitely cold. Let me show you the numbers. 40 degrees at the airport right now. 37 in Helotes, 36 in Boerne, 35 in Comfort. Could we get down to freezing in the hill country? Maybe. If we do, it would be very, very brief. We'll keep an eye on these numbers, but we're certainly not expecting to get down to freezing here in San Antonio, at least not this morning. But we've got those gusty winds to know that the wind chill values are in the low 30s right now. 32 is what it feels like in San Antonio. Feels like it's in the 20s in the hill country. So it is definitely a blustery morning. I think that's the best adjective for it. And you know, these winds are going to stay with us, especially through the first half of the day. So that's going to keep wind chill values in the 30s. Likely even into the afternoon. 41 degrees midday. Skies will stay mostly cloudy. We're not going to see a ton of sun today. And highs only 46 later this afternoon. Valentine's Day is going to be cold too. And we've got more ups and downs. Maybe even colder weather headed our way next week. We're going to talk more about that. There's a lot to get to in the 7-day forecast still. That's coming up here in just a couple minutes. RJ?
All right, thank you very much for that, Justin. Taking a look at your traffic authority, starting things out here on the north to northeast side. Yes, we are dealing with some construction issues. Also, a couple of stalled vehicles out on the roads right now. As you're taking a look at 1604 Lookout Road, that is one of our trouble spots this morning due to some ongoing construction out there. Hey, let's check out the north side of town because as Justin can attest to, 1604 was a bit of a mess this morning. Starting to clear some things out there for our drivers that are going all the way from Blanco to 280, that would be 1604 and I-10. But it looks like things are starting to get just a little bit better there for our drivers on the north side who are going to the northwest side. Let's check in with the one and only Alex Gomez right now in Drive Cam. Alex, scanning the roads for us on this Thursday morning. What is up, my man?
RJ, good morning and happy Thursday. One more day until Friday. I just got into Drive Cam right now. I am on 281 North. I'm about to exit. I'm about to get on 410 to get to I-10. But right now, things have been great. The roadways, look at this, are completely dried out from what I'm starting to see right now. So no more of those bad driving conditions like we had the past couple of days. So we should have some good fast speeds this morning, RJ.
Okay, thank you very much for that update, Alex. Yeah, things looking pretty good as far as our accidents at this moment, and hopefully we keep it that way. Jeff?
Now to a big story that lots of you have been interested in at KSAT.com. This morning, we're talking about the La Pryor ISD superintendent on paid administrative leave, and this is after an investigation involving a 6-year-old student. Here's what happened. An incident report states that other employees at the elementary school witnessed the superintendent grab the child's arm and pulled her from the hallway roughly 30 feet into a classroom. According to witnesses, the superintendent locked himself and the child in the room for about 45 minutes to an hour. The student's mother, Helena Diaz, has removed her child from the district while the investigation continues.
So her therapist is aware, and they're suggesting that once we do the forensic interview, that we get a trauma therapist I have to start investigating a trauma therapist to start working with her into coping and dealing with what happened.
KSAT has requested the video of the incident and is awaiting further information from the district.
And another story this morning that's getting some pretty good traction is you take a look at this map right here of these 3 schools that are going to close in Northeast ISD, their decision to close these 3 schools next year. And that is, of course, leading to more questions that are starting to come up. One that we've heard is, why is student enrollment dropping at districts like any ISD? A realtor actually told us that it's because of an aging population on the Northeast side. Normally, houses turn over every 7 to 10 years, but this realtor says inside 1604 in San Antonio right now, it's a lot longer.
Where are you seeing the most development inside of Bexar County?
It's definitely going to be on the outer parts of the city. We're seeing a lot of growth on the west side and also on the northwest side.
Why aren't we seeing as much development downtown or on the northeast side inside of 1604 like we are outside of it?
Aging in place. We see a population that's aging in the homes.
Now, revenue loss and students moving to charter schools also playing a role in all of this. As NEISD moves forward with changing attendance boundaries and transportation routes, we, of course, will keep you updated on KSAT.com.
To another school and a teacher in trouble. Former Northside ISD employee facing some charges. And we're talking about 47-year-old Adam Verostegui. According to arrest paperwork, he's accused of hitting a student with autism in the face. The incident happened on January the 23rd at the Taft High School. He faces an injury to a child charge. Court records show that he was arrested on February the 3rd and posted bond a day later. He was a special education instructional assistant who had been employed within ISD since 2018.
Brad Simpson now making an appearance in court after his wife's disappearance months ago, but it's going to be a few weeks before he appears in court once again. There's so much evidence in the case that months after he was charged with murder, attorneys are still looking through all of that evidence here. So he's now scheduled to be in court in about a month on March 12th. Prosecutors told the judge that they are still waiting on forensic tests and for Texas Rangers to give them 6 terabytes of additional evidence, basically more storage right there. His attorneys failed to get his indictment thrown out yesterday in court. Police arrested Simpson last October, just days after his wife, Suzanne Simpson, was reported missing.
This morning, several people are in the hospital after a nasty car crash involving 6 cars. The good news, though, everyone who was hurt is expected to be okay. It happened just after noon yesterday near Petrenko Road and Highway 151. San Antonio police say that it happened after a driver ran a red light. SAPD says that the driver was not intoxicated and is not facing charges.
Well, what should the future of one of the busiest roads in San Antonio look like? We're talking about San Pedro Avenue, and the city is starting its next round of community planning for SA tomorrow. As part of the 25-year planning framework, the city is working on development plans for 6 new areas of the city. Last night, they hosted a community input session for the north central portion of the city. Several people shared their views on how this should move forward.
One of the things I think we need in this area is an actual senior center. The closest one is on Rhapsody, way 5 miles from my home.
When I go downtown, I see places where people go to the bathroom. Here, apparently, we just should go in the alleys because there might be some porta potties here and there, but there's no public restrooms at the parks.
Well, interesting discussions there. These plans should take anywhere from 18 to 20 months to develop.
This morning, there's new pressure on the Trump administration to take action after a new report shows that inflation is again on the rise. Understandably so. President Trump campaigned heavily on his promise to lower prices the day that he took office. And of course, with him only being in office for only 3 weeks, he blamed January's inflation on Joe Biden. For so-called core items, inflation climbed just over 3% over the past 12 months, which is higher than economists' expectations.
All right, check this out. We have some scary moments in San Diego as a fighter jet, you see that video right there behind me, crashed into a harbor. Luckily, both pilots ejected safely yesterday and were quickly picked up by a fishing boat. They are in good condition this morning, but are under watch just to be safe. The Navy says that they're looking into what caused that scary crash.
It is now 5:09. We're looking at 40 degrees outside, guys. Make sure you grab that jacket.
Definitely. All right, can you truly taste, sip, and savor without sight? Dining in the Dark offers a unique dining experience for a powerful cause. How this event is changing lives. All right, 5:12 right now, and you may notice our studio is just a little bit more dim right now because we have a very interesting story here. Have you thought about how difficult it would be to be visually impaired and do everything you do right now, from brushing your teeth to getting dressed? And we're talking about dining in the dark.
It'd be very scary if you up and had to do that.
Yes.
But even the simple act of sitting down for breakfast would be an overwhelming task. Last night, the families of the visually impaired students in the Northside ISD School District, they got a chance to experience what their child experiences daily. And our very own Patty Santos tells us who made it happen.
Hey there, good morning, guys. It is pretty, overwhelming to think about having to close your eyes and do everything without being able to use your eyes. Well, the visually impaired have figured out to use all of their other senses to get around, but just for a few hours, their family members got a chance to see what it's like as well. A dozen blind students from Northside ISD and their families were invited to a special dinner. Here's a trick. Their invitees were blindfolded for the dinner. The lights were dimmed and they were asked to have their entire date night with those blindfolds on. It's the idea of the teacher at Stevens High School culinary program. It is the first time they've done something like this, and the parents really appreciate the efforts to raise awareness about what their children experience.
We, as a parent, be more aware regarding every single children have a different way to learn. So if we offer that opportunity to know always how we can help them.
And the students from the culinary program worked for a couple of days to prepare the entire meal. The dinner was a dual purpose. It helped the culinary students practice and really treat families with those special needs as well. Coming up in the next hour, we're going to hear from one of those little chefs. And guys, this is something that really gets all of us thinking about what those with disabilities experience daily.
Such a unique way to raise awareness about that. I wouldn't have never even thought about that idea, but the fact that they were put in the shoes of their loved one, that teaches so much lessons right there. I can't wait for that.
Absolutely. Very, very creative way to sort of display that. And thank you very much, Patty. Cannot wait for the rest of that story. Again, we are dealing with some construction here. 1604 Lookout Road. Let me go ahead and advance our graphics a little bit here because we start on that one map over 1604. And we are starting to see all that construction clear out there. Sorry, Justin. I know you were in the middle of it this morning.
It's okay.
All right. Northeast side of town. 1604 still seeing some pretty good delays due to some construction there, Jeff.
All right, let's get out to our very own photojournalist, Alex Gomez, on the roadways. Good morning. I was just making sure. I was like, we're going to. Okay, so it looks like you are not in any kind of traffic right now. How are things going your way?
Japhanie, good morning. Things have been going great over here on the far north side. This is going to be 1604 in between I-10 and 281. This is a little bit near Lock Hill, Selma. And right now, things are great right now. No construction that I'm seeing right now. It looks like they may have wrapped up a little bit earlier, but going eastbound seems to be good. And the roadways out here, a lot of the highways I'm seeing are completely dry. So driving conditions are, we're going to have dry roads. It's just walking to your car this morning, Japhanie. I'm going to need that groundhog to call for a sooner spring next year because I'm over the cold weather already.
Oh, I got you, Alex. We got to talk to Justin about that. You know, they best friends, so let's go.
I think he's basically saying the groundhog's wrong, and I can't disagree with him. He's right.
Hey. But you said the groundhog's wrong a lot of the times.
Although he did call for more winter, so I don't know. Whatever.
Okay,
it's confusing.
It is time to just ask Justin.
Here's our question this morning. And this is why I'm asking this question. So it was 2021, about this time, that we started getting winter storm warnings across the entire state. You remember the big freeze? We're coming up with the anniversary.
Oh, yeah.
It was tomorrow. It's tomorrow. Yeah. So my question to you is, we had all the counties in Texas basically under a winter storm warning. How many counties does Texas have?
Oh, Lord.
Do you know? Is it 35? 122, 254, or 302. And let me just tell you, this is very easily Googleable. You can get on your phone and Google it. If you want to do that, fine. But let's have some fun. If you know, vote. KSAT.com/poll. You can scan the QR code too.
Show us a graphic.
I know. I need
piece of the map with the little cutouts.
Oh, you want to count? I'm not
going to count.
I've lived in 5 of them. I know that.
I'm going to make a hypothesis.
See, that's why I didn't do it. No, you can't cheat, Japhanie. All right, let's go outside. Alex is right. It's cold out there. We got gusty winds yesterday that got rid of all the moisture, evaporated all the moisture off the roads. We're at 40 degrees right now, but that north-northeasterly wind at 14 makes it feel like 32. 38 in New Braunfels feels like 28. 39 in Converse feels like 31. You get the idea. It's cold, it's blustery, and these winds are going to be with us for several more hours. Know that these temperatures, yes, may be in the low 40s and 30s, but it feels a lot colder than this reading here. 35 Comfort, 36 Canyon Lake, 37 in New Braunfels, 37 down in Nixon, 42 right now in Sabinal, and the wind chill values low 30s with some 20s with the feels like numbers up there in Kerrville and Comfort. Today's forecast, windy and cold this morning, will be in the 30s. We'll probably drop a few more degrees. That keeps wind chills in the 30s for sure. Probably through midday, mostly cloudy 41, and we're only getting up to 46 this afternoon. That's it. What a change. A lot of clouds, too. I don't anticipate seeing all that much sun. Those wind gusts, we're still seeing some gusts up around 30. That does tail off a little bit as we get into the afternoon, but these winds are still definitely strong enough, as I said, to keep wind chills in the picture all day long. What about Valentine's Day? Making plans for tomorrow? Well, I can tell you it'll be cloudy all day, and it will still be cold. 47 the high for Valentine's Day. There is a small chance for a shower or two. I wouldn't anticipate a lot of rain, but a sprinkle or maybe a straight shower possible throughout the day tomorrow. We're getting consistent cold fronts. So our first one today, cold and windy as we talked about. Our next one arrives Saturday night into Sunday morning. And we have yet another one to talk about. This one will arrive Tuesday night, and this one has potential to be a whopper. It is going to be cold as we get into next week, or at least that's the way things are looking right now. So we want to let you know about that. 47 tomorrow, as we said. Saturday, 75. We're bouncing back just to fall back down again into the mid-50s Sunday with windy conditions. 61 for President's Day after a chilly start. We're forecasting 34 Monday morning. Just north of freezing there. But what I will tell you, this next front on Tuesday, notice we've got some precipitation chances around it. And did you see the high on Wednesday? No, it went away. There it is, 38.
Let's go.
Yikes.
Could be a little bit colder than that. And if we see some precipitation, there are some questions there about wintry weather. Do we need to get concerned just yet? No, because we haven't had a whole lot of consistency in our computer models. But I would say stay tuned for that. That could be a big story coming up here in the next few days.
Okay.
All right.
Keep me on your toes, man. All right, 5:20 right now, 40 degrees outside.
Up next, when you'll see Apple TV on Android devices. Plus, Amazon expands your shopping, and Ninja is now serving up some ice cream magic.
In today's Tech Bites, the Apple TV app, now available on Android devices. Apple says it was built from the ground up to take advantage of the Android operating system. New users get a free 7-day trial, but it only works on devices running on Android 10 or later. Amazon is testing a new feature that will help you buy products that are not available.
All right, some technical difficulties right there.
Some tech difficulties with Tech Bites.
Exactly. So we gotta figure out those little updates on that Ninja thingy.
Yeah, I think it is interesting that Apple is allowing it on those Google devices.
Androids,
so
yes.
There you go.
I was just going to say that. Like I could actually do stuff a little bit just to join the family. I won't join the family completely.
Yeah.
Maybe that's their way of trying to convince us to come over. I don't know. Either way, you guys let us know what you think about it.
World domination from Apple. Yes.
524 right now, 40 degrees outside.
All right, coming up, your San Antonio Spurs just could not get it done in Boston last night. We're going to tell you what acting coach Mitch Johnson had to say coming up in just a bit. All right, let's talk some Spurs. The All-Star break couldn't come soon enough. Let's be real. The Spurs have not looked good after that big De'Aaron Fox trade, and we're unfortunately taking on the defending champs Boston last night.
Victor Wembanyama doing everything that he can in the first quarter, rejecting Al Horford.
Yes,
but on the other end, the Spurs started the game 1 for 15 from downtown. Meanwhile, Boston couldn't miss. Of course, the Celtics finished twice the three-pointers the Spurs had. Now, as Boston wins at 116-103 after the game, Mitch Johnson says that it was detrimental for the team going cold from beyond the arc was the start of the game. So the Spurs, they go an all-star weekend, 6 game below .500.
Yeah, so not good. And yeah, if you don't make three-pointers, chances are you're not going to win. So
528 right now. We're looking at 40 degrees outside.
All right, coming up in just a little.
Sometimes it is someone who's in a very desperate situation, and and they need food. Then we have people who, have been doing fine.
Financial hardships do not discriminate. A West Side organization dedicated to step in when you're in a bind. That's ahead of 6. And good morning. Happy Thursday. Thanks so much for waking up with us. I know it's Thursday, and again, it felt like it was Friday 3 days ago.
Yeah, even though we got Monday off.
We did, but hey, it's okay. I will say that it feels better. Not even feels better as far as temperature-wise, but again, it's drier.
It is drier, and you guys are right about the days of the week. It's been hard to keep up with what day is what this week. There's been a lot happening weather-wise. You wake up and it's a different scenario each day. Today is one of those days because you step outside, you'll know it real quick. Cold air has settled in. We are down to 40 at the airport. But it's that northeasterly wind at 14 that makes it feel all that much colder. 32, the current wind chill here in San Antonio, 38 in New Braunfels. Wind chill is 28, 39 Converse, 31 is what it feels like at this hour. I can promise you wind chills will be in the 30s most of today. This is what it feels like right now, 33 here in San Antonio. But you got 20s in the Hill Country. Feels like 23 in Kerrville at this hour, 27 Canyon Lake. Feels like 27 in Gonzales, 28 in Nixon. So everybody is dealing with the colder air, and those gusty winds will subside some during the afternoon, but there's enough there to keep wind chills in play. 41 midday, we're going to keep mostly cloudy skies, and that means we're only going to make it up to 46 this afternoon. That's it. So a cool day, if not cold, for sure. And we've got more cold fronts on the way. So the first one, of course, has already arrived. Cold and windy today. We got another one Saturday night and the Sunday morning. So it's another roller coaster ride this weekend. And then yet another one next week. And this is the one that really means business. Latest thinking is that we could see some freezing temperatures around the area. We're going to discuss that front as well. A lot to get to in that 7-day forecast. That's coming up in just a few minutes. Guys.
Out on the roadways, we are crash-free right now, according to TxDOT. Things are looking very construction-y. I say that word. Yeah, construction is happening right now. I-35 and Cesar Chavez. You got several lanes blocked. That's the area that we've been telling you guys about all the time, about how you need to take your time if you're heading out the door to get to work, or to give yourself some extra time so you're not late for work.
Yeah, that's right. This is some other bit of construction there. 1604 Lookout Road, northeast side. Let's see if we got a map here real quick, kind of show you a little of the backups that we're seeing there. That camera is not in a great position, but you do see that red right there coming for all our drivers in Live Oak, coming up in north and south up there from Selma. Inbound times, traffic looking okay for the most part across the city. Let's check out things on the roads right now. Alex Gomez hanging out with us in Drive Cam on this Thursday morning. Alex, how are things going? Oh man, you got some brake lights ahead of you.
RJ, good morning. Yeah, there's a number of construction over here on the northeast side. So like you were mentioning, 1604 in Lookout Road, 1604 southbound, you're actually being forced to exit right there at Lookout Road. So 1604 south is going to be closed until they wrap up construction there. And then when you get on the interchange, this is where I'm at now, 35 northbound also has some lanes closed because of construction. So I'm seeing more slowing on 35 north headed towards New Braunfels. Coming inbound 35 south, it doesn't look like there's too much of a slowdown like what you're seeing right here going northbound, RJ.
All right, good information there for our drivers on the northeast side. Y'all stay safe out there. Jeff.
Closing arguments are expected this morning in the murder trial of Guadalupe Contreras. KSAT was part of that discussion in yesterday's proceedings. Contreras is on the trial for the murder of his estranged wife. The defense asked for a mistrial after it was revealed that a key witness for the prosecution commented on KSAT's article covering the trial. Meanwhile, a DNA expert testified that bloodstains on Contreras' shirt he was wearing on the night his wife was last seen belonged to her. Closing arguments also were pushed back after the defense asked for the mistrial. That witness said that he did not understand the rules. In the end, the judge denied a motion for a mistrial. We're, of course, live streaming this case on all of our digital platforms, and if found guilty, he faces up to life in prison.
A San Antonio woman is among 8 people who are now indicted for human trafficking. All of the accused individuals here face life in prison if they are convicted. Federal authorities say this is connected with the Venezuelan gang, the Tren de Aragua. Investigators say the trafficking ring was based out of Tennessee. The victims were from Central and South America. And according to that indictment, the suspects lured, quote, young, poor, and vulnerable women, end quote, promising to help them find legitimate work and then force them into prostitution once they came into the U.S.
Bird flu now being detected close to home. According to Texas Parks and Wildlife, several dead vultures found at Landa Park in New Braunfels tested positive for the disease. Bird flu spread through direct contact with infected birds or contaminated environments. It's rare for it to infect the humans, but the Centers for Disease Control confirmed that one person in Texas got the bird flu last year. Just hours ago, the Ohio Health Department announced that a male farm worker in Mercer County tested positive for the virus.
Well, a new program at San Antonio's airport will let you stay together with loved ones through security all the way to the gate instead of just having to drop them off at the curb. So this is called SAT or SAT Pass, and airport officials say that there has been a lot of interest since the program went into effect on Tuesday. Of course, there are a few rules. First of all, you'll have to apply online at least 24 hours in advance. From there, you will get a QR code, and then you'll have to show that along with your ID to TSA agents.
City of San Antonio is bringing a solar project online, which they say is the largest on-site solar program by local Texas government. The $30 million initiative involves the installation of a rooftop and solar canopy, shade structures at various city-owned facilities.
All of those systems are going to produce electricity that goes right back into our buildings to reduce the amount of electricity that we're actually purchasing. So the goal is producing clean energy for city operations while saving taxpayer money on electricity bills.
This moves San Antonio closer to its 2040 goal of achieving zero net energy for all municipal buildings.
Taking a look outside live cam, starting things off here on your Thursday. Again, no fog out there, but it is chilly, 40 degrees, 5:38 this morning.
Spring is near, and one local group making sure every child can play. How a big upgrade to Bernie City Park is breaking barriers and ditching the mulch. As we near closer to spring, what better time to be outdoors?
Okay, yes, this is part of the goal behind a group in Bernie that has raised $150,000 to upgrade the playgrounds at the Bernie City Park. This is centered on creating an inclusive playground, making sure that this park can serve children in wheelchairs and walkers, starting with switching out all that mulch.
What we were finding is that kids with disabilities, kids that are in walkers or wheelchairs, weren't able to really access this playground very well. They could theoretically get there, but then there wasn't a whole lot for them to do, or it was difficult for them to do or move around. And so that was the heart behind this.
And right now on KSAT.com, you can read the story behind Palacios family, who were a huge push in getting this major renovation off the ground.
Great idea out there on the Bernie area. Okay, time now, 5:42, 40 degrees outside.
Struggling fabric and craft seller Joanne plans to close about 500 of his stores. We'll show you how many San Antonio stores are affected.
Welcome back. Let's give you some of your morning consumer headlines here. Chevron announcing that it is laying off 15 to 20% of its workforce with about 45,000 employees. That could mean up to 9,000 jobs. It is the second most valuable U.S. oil company, and they are saying the layoffs will start this year and be mostly complete by the end of 2026.
So questions arise that does Ozempic help you cut back on drinking? Well, a small study says maybe 48 people with moderate alcohol use disorder took lower doses of semaglutide, Ozempic's generic name, and drank less than fewer cravings over 9 weeks. But remember, of course, it's a small study, so larger trials will be needed to determine whether the drugs are a new possible treatment.
All right, very interesting. Well, how about this? All right, Joanne Fabrics closing 500 stores. Yes, that iconic sign right there, leaving only 300 stores open nationwide. That includes only one San Antonio location. That would be the location at 3142 Southeast Military Drive on the southeast side. The company company says the move is necessary as it navigates the bankruptcy process.
So I have a few friends who do the Ozempic thing. No judgment, I don't do it, but I know that it helps them feel fuller. So that would make sense if people don't want to.
It's my understanding it like curves your cravings, right? Or just kind of like, yeah.
You can't just, you can't,
I don't know.
Can't crash like a 6-pack anymore. You maybe can do maybe 2.5. Or not two drinks and a half, not 2.5.
What are you telling people to do, Daphne?
I'm just saying, if you want to drink, get off of semaglutide.
What? Anyway, let's go outside for you this morning. We've got 40 degrees as you step out the door this morning. Hey, if you're heading to the bus stop, you're heading to work, it's jacket time. Make sure you grab a good thick jacket because temperatures right now are sitting at 40 degrees. 39 in Converse, 35 Bulverde, 34 Comfort, 34 in Kerrville. I don't think we get down to freezing in Kerrville. If we do, it'll be brief. But if you're watching from up in Fredericksburg, we certainly are down to freezing this morning. So there are going to be a few spots in the hill country which get down to that mark. Not here in San Antonio, but those winds make it feel all that much colder. 33 current wind chill here in San Antonio, 30 in Converse, 29 current wind chill in Seguin, 27 current wind chill in Nixon, 31 is what it feels like right now in Floresville. A blustery morning for sure. As we look at today's forecast, windy and cold to start. Winds will subside some this afternoon, but not a lot. 41 degrees midday. We'll get up to 46. That's it. Staying chilly throughout the afternoon. And I don't think we're going to see a lot of sun either. Clouds are going to work in, and that's going to keep things fairly overcast. Not only today, but into tomorrow as well. Take a look at the futurecast here. You see the clouds spreading in as we head towards midday. This afternoon, overcast. And then tomorrow, notice the model wants to bring in a few very light showers. It's possible for your Valentine's Day, but it's not going to be anything widespread. It'll just be a sprinkly shower or two into the afternoon. This is tomorrow at 7 o'clock. But notice that we stay locked in with those clouds all day tomorrow. That's going to lock in the cold, too. So expect highs tomorrow only to be around 47. Pretty similar to today. We'll just see less wind and that very small chance of a shower or two. So a chilly Valentine's Day. And it's just part of our roller coaster ride. We showed this earlier in the week. We're still on it. This ride is not over yet because we're going to climb up to 75 Saturday just to fall back down to 56 Sunday, to climb a little bit more Tuesday back to 67 just to really fall and just go off the rails there on Wednesday as we get a stronger cold front and it will knock us down into the 30s. So look at the 7-day forecast here, study it because there's still a lot going on. 47 tomorrow, as we said, 75 Saturday, 56 Sunday, and windy. Then as we get into President's Day, 61. We get off to a cold start. 67 Tuesday. There's a chance for some showers on Tuesday. And then Wednesday is a day we'll be watching very, very closely because as of right now, we're expecting to get down into the 30s with a chance of precipitation. You may be putting 2 and 2 together there. Yes, there is a small window potentially for some wintry precip, but this is what I'll tell you. It's still pretty far out. Data is going to change a little bit, so stick with us. We'll keep you posted there, but just staying busy now.
I like it, Justin. Hey, man, it's difficult for you to even fit in roller coasters, right? Like normal human size.
Oh, come on. Not with the dangly feet. They got the dangly
Oh,
ones.
yeah. That's, what is it, that Batman?
Yeah, put his little knees through,
That helps. That does help.
All right. No major accidents right now. 1604 Lookout Road. Still seeing a lot of construction right there in the northeast side. Going to switch things over to the map to show you just the backups that we're seeing right now. Northbound coming in basically from the Wiedner Road area all the way past Topperwine. And then as you see, as you make your way through Live Oak all the way up to Selma. So definitely not good out there on our roadways on the northeast side, Jeff.
Photojournalist Alex Gomez is driving on the roadways as we speak, giving us a first-hand view of your commute. What's going on, Alex?
Yeah, good morning, Jeffney, and I'm actually coming down from the northeast side, and RJ was right. You know what? The northbound lanes of 35, that has the most construction delays this morning. 35 northbound was backed up from about Olympia Parkway all the way down to about Wiedner Road. And then when I made the turnaround, if you're coming inbound, 35 southbound had virtually no slowdown. So it's really those northbound lanes on the northeast side that's getting us, Jeffney.
All right, man. Well, stay safe out there.
Okay, coming up in just a little bit. The time now is 5:51, and we're looking at 40 degrees outside.
Stay with us, of course. You'll really want to meet this little pet right here from San Antonio Humane Society. Here's a look at your Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, the Apple TV app, now available on Android devices. Apple says it was built from the ground up to take advantage of the Android operating system. New users get a free 7-day trial, but it only works on devices running on Android 10 or later. Amazon is testing a new feature that will help you buy products that are not available on its site. If customers using the Amazon app search for select products not sold by Amazon, they'll be redirected to the brand's website to make the purchase. It's not clear if Amazon will get a cut. And Ninja's new ice cream machine can deliver 2 treats in one. The Swirl can dish out both soft serve and hard scoops. The difference is 1 extra step after churning. The new Ninja Swirl may send a chill through your wallet. They cost $350. Those are your Tech Bites. I'm Anna Maria Fujii. Have a great day.
Welcome back. We have a really, really cute little furry friend in the building with us with the San Antonio Humane Society. This right here is Dexter. Dexter's kind of handsome.
Dexter is handsome, and Dexter is purring. So Dexter's a little 3-month-old, a beautiful gray and white kitty cat, if you can kind of see the markings. Beautiful eyes, also just very relaxed.
Yeah, I was just going to say, he's chill.
Lot. Yeah, very chill. So wants to come be your forever friend.
I love that. And hey, if you are interested, you said he's 3 months, right? So
yes.
He's still basically a baby.
Yeah, he's still a baby.
Okay.
So ready to go home, ready to just have some fun, and yeah, wants to be with his family.
Awesome sauce. Now you guys stay busy.
We do.
You got stuff going on all the time.
We do, just like you guys.
Yes,
so.
give us the layout of what's taking place.
So what we've got going on coming up is spring break. So spring break is March 10th through the 15th, and we've got a lot of different opportunities for kiddos in grade school. So from 3rd through 8th grade. So we've got camp where they can learn about how to properly take care of a kitten like Dexter or a dog. Also, they can earn service hours. So they can go behind the scenes and do our shelter helpers. So see what it takes to take care of a shelter, kennels, cleaning, all that stuff to learn how to properly care for your sweet little pet.
That's awesome sauce, and that's for like the little kids. To
yes, and your middle schoolers, and the middle schoolers get service hours. So that's even better.
Oh, I love that, especially if they're interested in going into the veterinarian world.
Exactly, and just learning overall best pet care. So.
I love that. Well, thank you so much. And one more time for Dexter, for people who are out there interested in him, how can they get their hands on him?
So they can come see us at 4804 Fredericksburg Road. We are open every day from 12 to 7, or you can go to our website, sahumane.org.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Dexter.
Yes.
All right, coming up.
It can be a little cruel sometimes, and sometimes you just need a place where you can have some compassion, and no judgment.
We got a local emergency food pantry reminding people to never be ashamed to seek help. I introduce you to the angels behind that nonprofit at 6.
And another interesting story here. Can you truly taste, sip, and savor without sight? Dining in the Dark, offering a unique dining experience for a powerful cause. How this event right here is changing lives.
Taking a look at Drive Cam right now. Photojournalist Alex Gomez out and about. Looks like he's not hitting any traffic. We're going to check in with him about your commute next.